Good
Yay!
morning, everybody. Welcome, Vanisha, Breault. My name is Jade Alberts. We are here to launch the Community Now magazine Mental Wellness Week. Woo. It took us a lot to get here. Lots of conversations. Should we do it? We can't do it live, right, Vanisha? I guess I missed the live aspect of it. So
Yeah,
we'll make the most of it.
absolutely.
I
Absolutely.
know. I know when we all had conversations about it, and especially with Krista. We'll give a really big shout out to our fearless leader who sets all this up and does
Yeah.
all the work and brings all these fantastic people together. And we'll be talking about them in a little bit. But I know, as I said, I missed a part. We were going to do just a straight out Zoom, but kind of no one wants to sit in Zoom, so we're doing a hybrid live. Some recorded stuff, and we'll finish off Friday with a nice big Zoom call where anybody can join.
Awesome. Yeah, no, it's exciting. I think this route that we ended up taking, that Krista ended up taking, is a really good idea, especially because we're officially locked down now again. So I think having these things every day like this has really turned out to be, well, a blessing. I think it's really, it's, the timing couldn't be timelier for this.
Absolutely. I mean, I would rather have everything back to normal and there be no second lockdown, and we could have this on different circumstances. But I think it just goes to stress the importance of people having the opportunity, tuning into this, listening to the great people that are going to be speaking all week and asking for help, and because that's what we're here for.
Yes. Yeah. I really want to, for those that didn't, Jade had put out a video yesterday, and I don't know if you did it on all the platforms, but that might even be worth sharing again. But just that whole asking for help and being real about just some of the struggles that this last year has really been for a lot of people. It's been tough in a lot of different ways. So, yeah, I think it's so important. Yeah.
No, absolutely. And I think we'll see that as we come forward. But I mean, we just recently had it. And of course, I've had some friends commit suicide, which I didn't understand why. And I was close enough to them, and go for poutines and lunches and play squash with them and sports. And it's just like, I wonder every day why. How did I not see those signs, and why did they not reach out when you're sitting there, maybe having a beer or having lunch or a coffee, whatever it may be. And it took a hard time for me to figure that out. And then when it hits home, you have to be strong. I mean, I'm lucky enough, and I know my entire life I've had a great group of people that I could reach out to, and that really made a difference. And it's made a difference in my entire life, and I've known it, and I've tried to be there even through my coaching of young kids when I was 20, 21, 22, through the hockey world, and listening to them and having them feel comfortable to come to me. And some of those guys, I sat down at kitchen tables with their parents and talk about them doing drugs and what they should do in life, or even as simple as, Mom and Dad, I want to quit hockey. And I really was thrown into a lot of things where I didn't know, I didn't see it. But the support network I had there, even through high school, when I went and played hockey at Notre Dame, it was there, and I realized it, and it helped. And I mean, my story is nowhere nearly as impactful and as yours. And I mean, I would love for you to talk a little bit here about the Terminator Foundation, how you got there, and where we're going.
Thanks, Jade. Yeah, it's really sobering. Like, even just listening to you just now, and I mean, it's such a reality, that kind of depression and suicide and all of that stuff, and just some of these real issues where we're at. And I know, like with Terminator, COVID greatly impacted Terminator. And so we ended up having to kind of even shut down for, at the very beginning of it and everything like that. thank God we're kind of getting back up and running now and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
but this past year has taken a toll on a lot of people. It's really impacted the recovery community. Well, it's impacted every community, every single person it has impacted to some extent or another. And so I know it actually was probably like 2-3 weeks ago, and I had been doing that challenge. My friend Mary, she's also a Terminator coach. She runs her own business, Links Triathlon, and she had put a shout out on social media to do this 12Ks of Christmas. So you can run anywhere up to 12 kilometers a day for 12 days. And so I ended up doing that challenge, and it was in the middle of that challenge, and it was, this second impending, doom and gloom of lockdown it looked like it was coming, right? And I was just like, I remember one day out for the run, and I just was feeling heavy, just heavy with like, oh my gosh, like, can we handle another lockdown? Like, and just feeling sad for the people that I'm hearing and the stories and even the phone calls I'm getting personally and stuff like that, and parents and families and youth and people struggling and the impact and all of it. And I just was running and just felt like I was dragging this 1,000-pound weight behind me, and just like, what can we do? And it was during that time that I had the idea to do this whole 30-day challenge. And then I kind of chickened out. At the time, I didn't jump on it right away. The idea, when I had it right away, I just thought, oh my gosh, and then when the last few days here, with everything happening, and then just even my own, not getting to see my family at Christmas and all my little grandbabies and just our people, and so I just, decided to do this, let's do this 30-day, 30 minutes a day for 30 days to get us through this second lockdown. And I totally know the benefits of physical movement, even if it's just walking, if it's walking your dog, walk your spouse, walk your kids, like just get outside and get moving. Even if you're strolling, even if you're taking your weights outside and you do push-ups. I don't care what you do, just get outside for 30 minutes. Talk on the phone with a friend, FaceTime someone, talk with your buddy, whatever it is. And so I thought, it's just something to bring us together as a community, as a province, as a country. Like, we got to press through this, and Christmas can be in such a hard time for so many people, just as it is without COVID lockdown, you know what I mean? And not getting to congregate together and fellowship together and commune together and just love on our people and be loved. And so I'm rambling, but
No, you're not rambling.
but
Not at
that was,
all.
and I just thought, so that's where Terminator kind of came in, and we're actually getting ready to launch our training program again, which I'm like, hallelujah. I don't even know what that's going to look like, because we have no idea what COVID's going to look like. But we're going for it. And so we're launching training in January 18th. We're going to be, even if we're just running, I don't know what we're going to have access to for facilities, but at this point in the game, I really don't care. If all we can do is run and, try and stay sober through running, then that's what we're going to do. We'll communicate with our athletes via Zoom, on the phone. We're getting everything online. And in the meantime, the 30-day challenge starts today. It's for everyone, absolutely everyone. And it would be so awesome if that thing went viral, and we're all just out there for 30 minutes every day, just even when we don't want to, there's lots of times I get out for a run. I don't feel like running. I would much rather stay in my pajamas, watch another show on Netflix and just hide under the covers. But I know I've done it enough now to know that you'll feel better, Vanisha, if you just get out there.
Yeah.
You'll feel better. And it's true. And I do every single time. And so I really hope as a community we can encourage each other, motivate each other. Let's get out there just for 30 minutes. Let's get out there. Let's get moving. I just I don't want to lose any more people.
Yeah.
Whether
No.
that's suicide, addiction, like overdose, like, everything is on the rise.
Yeah.
All of these issues are on the rise. We need to do something, And so if 30 minutes, just get out there, connect with someone, let's, even with this event right now, right?
Yeah.
Just connecting. We freaking, even if it's through our laptops and Zooms, I mean, yeah, it sucks a bit, I mean, let's be honest, but it's all we've got right now. It's the best we've got. And so we need to just we got to hang in there. We got to keep our head in the game. And the best way to do that I know of is get moving. You feel better. It helps you think better. It's not going to erase all of our problems, but you'll actually feel like you can handle your problems a little bit better. So, yeah.
No, that's powerful stuff. And the emotion I see, it's obviously you've lived it, you've been there, you've had to ask for help. The Terminator Foundation, for anybody who wants any more, you can click on it in the comment section. It's right there, on the screen, terminatorfoundation.com. And I mean, it's something that, and then I want to kind of go into this a little bit more with you. When you talked about reaching out and helping, and everybody says it, everybody does it, but no one realizes the impact that it has when you finally do make that first step. And I remember when you were on Telling It Like It Is, probably about a month and a half, 2 months ago. And the one thing that you said that stuck with me was the hardest thing that somebody has to do to get better, to recover, is that first step is to ask for help, is to reach out and realize that you're not alone. And that's what this entire week is going to be about. So some of the things that we do have to be not alone, some of the resources out there, I mean, we should, maybe share some of them. I know a few people that I've talked to over the last little bit talked about the 211 number that you can phone, the Alberta helpline. And I mean, I guess it's in Canada, all of them. And they'll basically give you that first step in navigating where you need to go, what's best for you, how to get there. It doesn't, if you're being abused, you're overwhelmed, it's a suicide, someone to talk to. If you don't want to reach out to somebody that this 211 number is a great resource to your first step, as you would say, to asking for help. What are some of the other resources that you know of?
Well, the distress number is another one. And I guess too, some of it, I mean, depending on kind of the help that you're looking for, but definitely your 211 and the distress line. There's the kids help phone. That's another one. For kids is another resource. And then, I mean, even for, if you're looking for addiction support, things like that, we have some amazing local agencies here in Calgary. We have Fresh Start Center. They have some family programs and things like that. There's Oxford Place. They're another good resource. Freedom's Path to Recovery with David Lurie. He does a lot of work in the community. He also offers, I believe it's even free counseling, things like that. So that's another good resource. And that's even for more than just addiction support and stuff like that. We have a few where we actually Calgary is really we're really fortunate that way, that we have the support and stuff that we do. Even honestly, Jade, on that note, when you're talking about asking for help, it's not a sign of weakness, and so it's not a sign of weakness asking for help. But the other thing I know, sometimes, and I'm sure you can relate to this. Sometimes when you're in a hard place personally, sometimes it can be hard to ask for help because you're so weighted down by what you're going through, right? And I
Yeah.
think sometimes it's important for us, on the outside it's okay to dig a little bit. You know what I mean? Like I really believe in poking a bit and digging at that person a bit, like, because I know for me, sometimes when I'm going through a hard time, I initially don't even really want to talk because I'm so wrapped up in that blanket of, heaviness or fear or whatever it is that I'm going through. And sometimes we need to dig a little bit, and it's okay to, I believe it's okay, if you have a relationship with that person, it's okay to prod a little bit and go, I can totally see something's going on with you, and I can totally see you might not want to talk about it right now, but I can tell things are not right with you, and just digging a little bit and prodding a little bit, and just really letting them know, no matter what it is that you are going through right now, I'm here. Like, I'm here. I'm not going anywhere. There's nothing you could say to me that will make me go, that will make me love you less or care about you less or want to support you less. Even if it's something you've done and you feel ashamed, like, just exploring and pushing, digging a little bit. I, I, I think it's okay for us to do that, you know.
I like that, and I think about it every day, right? Why didn't I see signs? Or maybe I did, and maybe they were throwing out there, and just because I'm a guy and we're all supposed to be strong and macho and fine, that I didn't see it. And I, or maybe I chose to ignore it. I don't know. I really don't, but I like that. And I think that we should prod and ask if you're okay, because it never hurts to ask and listen.
Mm.
You need. When I made that post yesterday, I have a friend in Vancouver who goes, I didn't know that you were going through this, you guys. And he saw that and he phoned right away and reached out.
Yeah.
And it was something that, it meant a lot to me. We ended up talking for about 45 minutes and away we went. But right away he thought, like, holy smokes, I should ask, I should check out, does he need anything, what can be there. And I think that's an important first step, if even after, if they're not going to ask for help, is paying attention to the little signs. And
Mhm.
like you said, poke the bear, get in there and have them open up and let them know, okay. I really do think that's great. And some of those resources that you talked about, I put in the comment section: the Fresh Start, obviously the Terminator, the Kids Help Phone, the 211. You can just click on them to find out more information. But I think that's where, the people that are going to be in this list, talking, and maybe I'll let you go, and I believe you talked to Shauna Curry, and maybe you can talk, just give a little on what you guys talked about, a little debrief on what we'll see. I think she comes in tomorrow.
Yeah, yeah. I had a great interview with Shauna. Um, Fantastic woman, and definitely, we ended up, because there was a few things that we could have ended up talking about, right, with the work that she does, but we ended up talking about the importance of sleep, um,
Mm.
which I think is huge, and a lot of people struggle with, really getting a good night's sleep, and especially when we're going through, stressful times, stressful situations, stuff that's eating away at our brain, and sometimes it can be hard to shut your head off, you know what I mean, and just go to sleep and
Yeah.
stay asleep. And so we just we talked about that and just the importance of sleep and just some tips for getting a good sleep, how to set yourself up for a successful sleep and what that looks like. And then she just had some resources and stuff as well. So yeah, it was really good. And there are a couple little funny spots in there. She had
Yeah.
she has just some tips for actually just what your bed is for. And I'm not using my bed for all the things that it's for, but I use my bed for some things that it's not for it. I found that out. And then so there's like two things that your bed is for, and I've got one out of two ain't bad. So that's kind of where I'm at. I'll leave the rest there. You guys can find out.
Your imagination. Well, I know, and her book is great, and I know you'll probably discuss that in there. And I'm looking forward to seeing. I've done the happiness challenge with Deborah Nickel, and she's coming up here at 10 o'clock every day. Again, we're doing the hybrid of the pre-recorded and live stuff, and I believe just shortly after that is when Shauna gets posted today, and then later on is Blaze, and she is a high energy mental health advocate, fertility expert. It's awesome. I'm looking forward to seeing what her video has to say. And of course, I did Mo Aladdin as well, who is really going to talk about the workforce and employees and how it affects that and he owns all the Montanas. He's part of my peer guidance team.
Oh wow!
And how those frontline workers are dealing with some of those sometimes hard employees that come in, or not employees, customers that maybe don't believe in wearing masks or things along those lines, and how they support their workers. So there's some good information in there. And Steve Armstrong and I, his comes out tomorrow. We talked about the importance of listening and not turning it into making it a story about yourself. And of course, Steve Armstrong is just a fantastic individual and person. And, his background with the Red Cross and the Army and helping people all over Alberta or the world, leading the Red Cross Ebola outbreak in Canada and things along those lines. He has such a wealth of knowledge to share. And I know, again, our interview was great. That is on Tuesday, and Moses on Thursday. So, those are just a few. I mean, and of course, Karen Judge with the Happiness Wellness Center there down, and she has a book coming out, and all the speeches that she had when we were live, obviously. Mm-hmm. A lot of it has moved to virtual, and she's focusing on her book right now. And of course, Steve has a book too. I should say that. I don't want to do anything else, but do you have anything to add about some of the other guests that we have coming in, whether it be, Patricia Morgan? I don't know her that well. Maybe you do. And
no, I don't either, actually. Yeah. But I noticed too that we also have Connie Jacobs this afternoon. Yeah. So, and I know that you just had Connie on your Telling It Like It Is. I think that was last week or something, wasn't it, Jade?
Yeah, it's a while. I can't remember when it was. There's a few we've been focusing on supporting local here lately, so it might be a couple months ago.
Yeah. So Connie's doing a lot of great work in the community and stuff like that, and then we have the School of Rock band later. Yes. That will be awesome. I know that's very close to Krista's heart and stuff like that. That's her. I'd say that's her baby there. And it's this whole week is set to be amazing. Actually, I know I'm actually going to be doing an interview later this morning it's actually for tomorrow, and that's with Wayne Steer with Fresh Start Recovery Center. And so I'll be recording with him later this morning. So that'll be good. And just talking about just mental health, something that we deal with every day, Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, no. And I mean, there's so many people I'm looking forward to getting know. I know I got to sit down with Jennifer Hadley, and she's coming on here. I've met Cheryl. I've never met Joanne, and I'm excited to see what they have to, say and talk about. And of course, I think Friday wraps up with Calais, and she has a great story. And she was the Alberta Indigenous Entrepreneur of the Year for Alberta. She's started her own tech company. She was the Calgary ambassador for We Do. She's very big into the promoting the women entrepreneurship, and her story is very powerful. And we can go down and talk about all the people that are going to be contributing here are great and outstanding. And I know even when I started putting it out there and saying, I'm going to be part of this, I'm going to be, helping it. So many people reached out and said, let me know what you want. I would love to be involved. I want to help. I want to let people know I'm available. And that's really just, I just got goosebumps when people were sending me notes and messages and going, man, that's awesome. And I wish we could put everybody on. And I mean, that's why I'm so happy that we decided to keep doing this in this little hybrid, and even though we can't, go to the Cardell place and have 100 or so people like we did last year and have everything so personal and have a lunch and a networking thing. But we will have a networking thing on Friday. But I mean, it's like you said, it's got to stay contacted with people and get out there and do stuff.
Yeah, no, totally. I think I think one of the big things is just to know that, like, this too shall pass. Like, this will pass. And I know sometimes it can feel like, oh, there's no light at the end of the tunnel. I know even for myself, I never thought this whole COVID thing would go this long. Like, I really didn't. When this all hit, in March, like February, March, I never thought in a million years we'd still be in this, and so I know that feeling of just like, is this ever going to end? And sometimes it can feel like that with some of the mental health journeys and just life journeys that we go through, even whether even if that's divorce, like divorce, or just some of the life issues that we go through, an illness, a sickness, a disease, someone being diagnosed with cancer, and just there's so many things that impact us, and obviously COVID is has had a pretty big impact, but as a human race, we're impacted by stuff all the time. It's just a lot of times it just impacts our own little world, you know what I mean? And our own family unit. And COVID is just really highlighted. It impacted every person on the face of the planet, and so just remembering that this will pass, like this too shall pass, and learning to pivot and what that means so that we can stay in touch with each other the best way that we can, and just keeping those lines of communication open, and the best way that we can, and just hanging on, hanging on. I a couple of weeks ago we had done a podcast with Dr. Rob Tangay, and he talked about hope, and which I'm a huge, hope is everything. Having hope, having hope, don't letting go of your hope, and that's even a big part of Terminator, is just having hope. If our youth, if our people are above ground, there is hope. And so we were talking about that in the podcast, and how important it is to have hope. And he has a little acronym, because he's also a pain doctor as well. And his hope is, hold on, pain ends. But that's not even just physical pain. That's emotional pain, mental pain, any kind of distress, just having that hope. Hold on, pain ends. Hold on, this will end. The pain of this COVID and the stress and the pain and the pressure that it's putting on us as a society will end. Hold on. It will end. Hold on, pain ends. This will end. This will end. And just, reminding ourselves of that, and, distracting ourselves the best way that we can so we can get through it, and just talking through it and getting through it, and jumping onto events like this where you can be, grouped in with a group of people and just get your mind off some other things. And, yeah, so.
No, I agree. And I think it's, I think this is such a good event, and I can't stress the amount of people like Robert and that are going to be talking this week, and the support system that if you don't know what is out there, you will be shocked. And even when I think you would be shocked if you went and phoned up a friend or a colleague and said, listen, I need to talk. Let's have a virtual coffee. Can I Zoom with you? Not, in my opinion, not one person would say no. And we are such a community, and you touched on Calgary and all the support that we have here. That goes into support with the entrepreneurial world. We're always there for each other. People are helping each other. There's no animosity. I struggled with this problem, even if it's work, not personal. I saw you, how did you overcome that? And the knowledge that is shared is great. And that knowledge, we have to make sure that on a personal level, on a deep level, that when we are struggling, that we do reach out, and we know that somebody will be there, because there is somebody there. Myself, I talked to over 300 businesses, right? Over the last 9 months, and not all of them are clients. And we waived all the fees for all of our clients to make sure that there was, they could put food on the table, and they didn't have to worry about financial strain on their businesses. But in all these ones, there was uncertainty. I'm scared. I don't know what to do. How am I going to feed my family? How am I going to do this? And I had so many conversations like, we'll be okay. We'll be okay. The government came out with some great programs and really helped small businesses survive, and the wage subsidy that are still running. And I don't know how long it'll go. And I mean, it's, we'll get through it when we get through it. As you said, it will end at some point. But I mean, if you've been watching this and you haven't heard about our event, I mean, please click on the Eventbrite in the comments section, sign up for it so you get your daily reminders of who's coming to speak, when they're coming to speak, and what interviews are going to be out there. And I know everybody that is on this, in this event, is there to listen and there to help anybody that wants to reach out. So, I mean, that's, I think, the most, as we wrap up here, is the most important message that you and I are trying to portray here, is that we are here, and there's lots of people here to help you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, totally, Jade. Yeah.
So I guess, I mean, we're going to be signing off here shortly, because this was just kind of the intro, and I hope you guys really understood and saw what we want to accomplish this week, and the knowledge that we want to share, and what we want to let you know from the Community Now magazine. You can go there, the Eventbrite, or even the 211, the Terminator Foundation, the Kids Help Phone, Fresh Start. Those are all in there in the comment section to click on them. They'll be there all week. They'll be talked about all week. And again, when you go to the Eventbrite, sign up, you'll get reminders on, when people are speaking. But again, Vanisha, any last words?
Well, just let's do this. Let's do this together. Let's stay in touch, and reach out to our people and get them involved in this. Get them involved in some of the stuff that's going on in our community, and we're in this together. Like, we really truly are in this together. We need each other now more than ever. So it's just, I'm just so grateful to be a part of this, and to be a part of this event, and to be doing this. I feel like I'm even getting to know you more, Jade, which has been really nice. And yeah, it's awesome. It's really awesome to be, just a part of this community. Yeah.
And I think the last word is what I think it's an African proverb that Krista uses, and in all her community now. I think it's on the end of her email, and you see it in all her marketing and stuff. It takes a village, and that is so true when it comes to recovery and to asking for help.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
All right. Well, I hope everybody, stay tuned all week. I mean, there'll be some other lives. The next part that is coming up is the happiness challenge. I'll be back on live in a little bit here on the Community Now page, doing a little intro for Deborah, and she will start it off. I loved it. I did it. My favorite one is the music one because I like tunes. So even when I'm swimming, well, I won't be able to swim for a while unless I want to go find some lake. That might be a little cold, but I mean, I even listen to tunes when I swim. So I'm pumped about the happiness challenge, and I hope everybody will take it. So Vanisha, thanks again for co-hosting, and then all you do for our community. It's absolutely outstanding. And anybody wants to learn more about the Terminator Foundation, just check out her website. It is absolutely awesome.
Thank you, Jade. Thank you so much.
All right, everybody. I guess we'll be seeing you all week. And hopefully don't forget to tune in for the big Zoom call on Friday. So have a great week. And remember, asking for help is not a sign of weakness. It's a sign of strength. All right. We'll talk soon, everybody.
Yeah. Thanks. Bye-bye.